Quick update before you listen to this week's episode of Cinemoddities. The audio isn't ideal. Rob and I tried doing something a little bit different, but it didn't turn out as planned. We learned a very important, valuable lesson that when you're trying to record a commentary, don't play the audio of the topic in the background, because things will not sound as good as you think they do, despite the best amount of research you do ahead of time. So we hope you listen to the episode all the way through, because there's some fun discussions in here. The Cinemoddities restaurant grows even further, like every episode. But again, just a heads up, the audio isn't ideal, and we hope you forgive us for this one indiscretion amongst the thousands already we have in Cinemoddities. And on with the show!
Cinemoddities, late night movies with Rob and Zack. This is a podcast about cinematic oddities where we discuss any media that is too bizarre, abnormal, or off-kilter for contemporary audiences. Occasionally these projects gel, most times they crash hard into the realm of obscurity. Join us as we delve into the cult classic swamp. I'm Zack.
And I'm Rob. And this week on Cinemoddities, it's finally happening. We are reaching our first milestone, I would say. You know, it's our rest point, our palate cleanser in the sketch comedy fort month. Zack, I think from the get-go, before we even recorded sketch comedy episodes, before I had chosen everything we were talking about, he said, we'll do the 2 months, but we need a break in the middle. And that break came with a very specific film that we were going to see and discuss, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. That didn't work out. We were going to do Lion King. That didn't work out. So we figured, well, what's current? What's fresh in everybody's heads that they're going to want to hear us talk about? So you better believe that we went to the tried and true early 2000s commercials. So we're jumping back into something that we did 2003 with Real Scary Stories before, right?
No, that was October 2002.
2002. Okay, 2002 commercials. So we're going a little earlier than that. But before we jump into it, and I throw it over to Zack, because this is, his palate cleanser more than it is Rob's. But I was thinking about this is when we finally decided on commercials. Since we're in the sketch comedy fort month, I was starting to kind of rationalize to myself that commercials themselves are some really boring form of sketch comedy, right? Well, maybe not really boring, but it does have that flair, like totally disconnected vignettes that just get thrown at you really quickly which may or may not have points. So, one, I think the commercial fits because it's kind of sketch comedy, at least according to what I'm convincing myself of. But also, as I thought about it some more, we've seen so many fake commercials already during our sketch comedy fort month. Then why not get some real commercials in here? So what do you think that as the introduction to why we're discussing commercials, Zack? It's a palate cleanser, but it fits.
I think that is oddly on point.
Right on. So now, Zack, please introduce these commercials, because actually, 40 minutes of them are from you. So right on.
Yes. The reason why I had this idea was that over the last couple of months, I had this weird sort of nostalgic thing where I don't know why. I was thinking about maybe one or two different commercials from the past. And by the past, I mean the early 2000s. And I go, I wonder if I could find that commercial. And I couldn't even tell you what was on my mind. But I said, okay, let's delve through the well of things on YouTube. And much to my shock, there are hours upon hours of commercials from Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network, Disney Channel on YouTube. And the fun thing is that even though there's so much content like this, there are still tons of commercials out there that aren't up there. So I figured, you know what? And I think I've said a couple times on here, whether it be Real Scary Stories or me trying to find my 18's appearance on Slime Time Live, I figured let's do some good karma for the world of media. Maybe if I upload some of this, the media karma gods will smile upon me. And so I found a videotape I recorded, and it was part of the 18's thing, which I guess we should say there's new 18's footage, folks. If you listen back to our 18's episode, I mentioned that I had a videotape with the 18's performing pre the Slime Time Live thing, and I found it. And that was kind of the genesis for this, because I was watching some of the commercials, and I'm like, wow, a lot of this is kind of weird. And you don't get commercials like this anymore. And plus, like Rob said, everybody's so just into streaming nowadays. And yes, if you don't pay for like ad-free Hulu, you really aren't exposed to commercials, especially people our age. Like we don't know what commercials are. Commercials are those things that you just like skip through or you have ad blockers for. So I figured, you know what? We're going to be the antithesis to an ad blocker this episode. We're going to have at least an hour plus of making you eat your vegetables and watch commercials.
Yeah, I like that. I like that way of putting it for sure.
But to specifically highlight, we're going to talk about at least 2, maybe 3 videos, and we're going to do a live commentary. We're not going to do our normal Rob and Zack shtick where we discuss something, sprinkle in some clips. We are going to have it playing in real time during our discussions. We will link to all the videos that we discuss in the show notes, and there might be some hiccups along the way, so pardon it if we try to figure out what we're doing along the way, because it should be stated that we have a very Rube Goldberg-esque setup for recording this sort of stuff, especially when we're doing a commentary.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, that's kind of it, I think, right?
Yeah, I think so. And so maybe the audience, if you're able to, you can follow along watching these commercials as well if you really want to, go through the same thing Zack and I are going through. But no, it should be good. It should be a good palate cleanser, and we'll get some comedy from these sketches. I'm doing air quotes.
Hopefully we'll get some comedy. And I want to point out 2 things. One is that all these commercials are pre 9/11 Children's Network stuff. So we're talking about Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network. As Rob has hinted at many times, I am absolutely fascinated with pre 9/11 pop culture. I find, and I'm not talking about like stuff that was like I don't know, 1970s in that sense. I mean stuff that like turn of the millennia, then to pre 9/11, like right in that like 2000, 2001 in like 3/4. That's sort of just like what happened right before that moment in American history, and considering that the influence America has over pop culture for the whole world, there was a profound turn come the end of 2001 into 2002, which would pretty much affect the rest of the decade, if not even to this day.
Yeah.
But yeah, so pretty much everything we're discussing is like 2000, 2001. And secondly, before we start one of these videos, for both Rob and I's sake and for you at home, if you want to follow along, I will say start. We're going to do a countdown so you'll know when to begin these commercials for like the 2 of you who actually want to watch this in real time. If you have the free time to watch an hour of commercials unimpeded, I think that's the ideal way to probably listen to this episode. But like I already said, we'll have the audio playing in the background. Plus, we'll be definitely highlighting what the commercial is and try to figure it out, what the hell is even going on. Because that's another thing that's fun about these commercials, that a lot of them don't make sense. And a lot of them make you wonder, like, yes, this is for like 6 and 7-year-olds. But at the same time, though, what possesses a 6 and 7-year-old to be like, mommy, 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 or daddy, daddy, daddy? I want this thing based off this really weird, abstract, esoteric ad.
Yeah, yep.
So, with that being said, the first one we'll be watching, linked to in the show notes, but for those of you who want to type it in, and all these are on YouTube if you want to follow along, it is titled, quote, Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network commercials - Summer 2000, which is from my own private collection uploaded to my YouTube account, Rogue Knight, which has recently crossed 1,000 subscribers, despite me not even trying to get to that threshold.
So when you're there, audience, if you do navigate to these commercials, this is one of the times that I think we're saying in all seriousness, buy that like button, a one-way ticket to Pound Town, and smash the shit out of it. Or the like button or the subscribe. I don't know what you want them to do, Zach.
Take something.
Hit a button.
Hit a button. Take some button to Pound Town. That's all that matters. Take something to Pound Town.
I'm doing it right now on the report button on you, Zach.
Oh boy! All right, Rob, are you ready? You buckled in?
I think so. Let's do it.
All right. 1, 2, 3, play. Oh man, I'm seeing a kid in the woods. Oh man, okay, this guy. That's what it looks like. Okay, his thumb turned into a grasshopper. I'm a little concerned.
Oh, Mamma Media.
Of course, Mamma Media, everybody's favorite website.
See, I feel like this just because we already mentioned we're going to get some 18s, and when I think of Mamma Media, I can only think of the 18s now.
I think of Yo-Yo Ma. I think this is just like his side project.
Oh, okay.
This is his side hustle.
Oh, Rob, this stood out to me. I never knew there was like an All That Music Festival.
I vaguely remember this because like when they at the end they're like, "Oh, hosted by like Nick Cannon." I'm like, "Of course."
Yeah. He's hilarious.
Did you know Nick Cannon still does like the weekend like music thing on Nickelodeon to this day?
Really?
Yeah,
I do that on Nickelodeon, like music
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah,
Damn.
and the music they do is like not even like kid friendly. It's not like 18s. Like it's like Billie Eilish and like Cardi B. Like it's stuff that like, no 6-year-old should be watching. But like clearly they're like, we don't care. Wherever the like, people are just like they're like, oh god, people just watch the network. Oh, God. Okay, we have a Barbie. We have a Barbie that acts in a fake locker. So just in case you don't go to a school that has lockers, you too can emulate the experience of not getting notes at your locker.
Did you see that the locker had like, it's like on a bathroom stall, like a single bathroom stall. It'll have like the locks where you turn it, and like on the outside, if it's locked, it'll say occupied in red, but if it's unlocked, it'll say green in like vacant in green.
Oh
like
yeah,
that locker had like. They put a little piece of paper in and they turned the knob and the top of the locker said message. There's no locker that's doing that at your school.
Wouldn't that be great if it did? Like, this person has a secret admirer, this one doesn't. It's like, oh crap, now I have to go find Janie's locker. Sally's is full.
That's good. Oh, Goofy movie. I do. I know we've used Goofy movie clips in Cinemoddities before, so it's always great to see a commercial for it on VHS.
I've never seen a Goofy movie.
Oh, I haven't seen it since I was a kid, but I remember thoroughly enjoying it, and it stuck with me enough that I thought of it to put clips in for this show.
Dancing.
There you go. There's our ear rape. As soon as the 18s come on, it like goes up 20 decibels and starts flipping. And Zach's, I tell you, Zach's sitting in his seat right now, gripping his desk, like trying to dance. I bet you anything.
Zach's thing is he's like furiously not trying to touch himself, being like, "Don't do it!" Dancing, Zach. He's just dancing. Calm down. You've seen this all before.
Is that like the cold open of this episode is going to be some like Louis C.K. type of bit where you're like, "Do I have your permission to masturbate during the dancing, Rob?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And you're like, "Hey, I got permission."
Oh my God! Thomas and the Magic Railroad commercial, which I was surprised I had a commercial for this because Thomas and the Magic Railroad stuff is like rare online. You don't find a lot of that.
Isn't that something you have on our list to watch?
Yeah, we're getting to Thomas the Tank Engine eventually. That's gonna be Zach's fourth month. That's gonna be Zach's fourth decade.
Oh, Thomas the Tank Engine? Okay, right on.
Fourth decade. We're gonna do 14 years on it.
And we're gonna switch to daily releases of the podcast.
If we do one segment at a time, probably could pull that off.
All right. So
Okay.
this was the commercial that I definitely like gave me nom flashbacks because I totally forgot that this movie existed. I remember
the Adventures of Rocky and Bullwinkle.
Yeah, yes. Where we have like the Who Framed Roger Rabbit-esque thing with the live action and the CGI mixed together. I never saw this. At least I don't remember seeing it.
Oh, I saw this. Oh, I remember seeing this in theaters.
Oh,
I was mesmerized by this. I can actually still have the memory of afterwards. I bet because in Florida, the movie theater was like, oh god, like a stone's throw away from like the mall and Toys R Us. And I like begged. It was like at night. I begged my mom, like, can we go to Toys R Us? And I still have. It's a couple of days ago. I found my Rocky and Bullwinkle plushes from the movie.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I mean, like, I drank the Kool-Aid hard on that movie. And I tried watching it a couple years ago. I got a copy from the library, and the disc like skipped after like 5 minutes. I'm like, well, I'm never watching this, I guess.
Bummer, yeah.
All right, we now have a sport. Oh, It's a Burger King commercial.
I was going to say the same thing. They showed so much physical activity, and then I'm like, yeah, this is going to be for like a camp or something. And then there's a Burger King balloon.
And Chicken Run toys.
I'm pretty sure I still have one of these Chicken Run toys, like in storage in my parents' house or something.
Oh man, Rob, I think you can retire on that.
I think it's the one that like shoots that they show in the commercial. Like you hit the button on the barn and like the little chicken on the wheels pops out and like goes over a ramp. I think that's the one I have.
You know what's funny about this Oreo commercial with the cream like flooding, like tsunamiing the city? Is it like today you couldn't do that because someone would be like, it's too sexual.
Oh yeah. Oh my. You're absolutely right. Yeah.
If you tried pitching that right now, one of the comments would be, no, way too sexual.
Yep. Yeah, there's even, I think just recently, like in the last month or two, there's that picture been going around where it's some guy like in a Bed Bath & Beyond, and he's holding up like a laundry bag, like an empty, like something you can purchase there. And the text on the laundry bag says something like dealing with your life one load at a time. And everybody on the internet is like, oh my God, they use the word load. It's so sexual. And I'm like, no, it's not. I'm like, It's clearly in context, so you're right. This would be way over-sexualized today.
All right, Rob, were you a subscriber to Nickelodeon magazine?
I sure was. I remember.
You know what's really weird about this? Like, you look at all the things that like advertising in this magazine, like different articles, and one of them is like light switch covers. And that's like that'd be a hard sell for like design magazine for like light switch covers. Like, is that what people are into? Never mind for a kids magazine.
Yeah.
Rob, what do you think it is if we tried calling that number?
I was thinking about that. I'm not sure. I feel like it's the modern day version of like watching the Ring video, you know? like we're gonna call that number and it's gonna be like 7 days. And we're gonna be like 7 days till we get the new issue.
I remember like I would see that magazine at like on the shelf at like Target. I remember Target used to have those like the registers back in the day. I never saw that magazine anywhere else.
Okay, interesting.
All right, I want to highlight this commercial. This is like a little Girl Scout going to a door and she's selling tools. And Grandma's like, "Where's the cookies?" And I love that it's a commercial for Hershey's Cookies and Cream candy bars. This is such a weird. This is the type of commercial that I want to highlight because, like who in the Hershey's ad meeting was like, "Why is this a good idea?" Like,
yeah.
Like I get it, like the concept, but like this does not make me want to buy a candy bar.
Exactly.
There's no call to action to buy candy.
Yeah, 100%. That's what I was kind of confused because I'm like, oh, this is for cookies and cream, you know? And I'm like, oh, it came out of left field, but you're absolutely right. You know, you see it like, the Girl Scout is selling power tools, and it's like,
I thought it was a Sears commercial. I thought it was like a Sears like Craftsman commercial.
Yeah, you're exactly. Yep.
Oh, okay. Oh, here's a weird one. Oh, the popsicle commercials are the weirdest ones.
Yeah, this one I had a vague memory of, or this one and some of the other popsicle ones we see.
And like the dog that's like that. Yeah. Like, oh no, the dog's in the other one, not this one though. But like, yeah, the popsicle ones are like okay, you watch that commercial, and there's a worse one too, like where it's like they all become like little dots. And if you're a kid, you have a popsicle that has like it's like cylindrical and it has like multicolors, and like that alone makes a kid like if I saw that at a grocery store at 6 years old, I probably did back in like '98, been like, "Mom, buy these." That commercial, watching a kid like grow Marge Simpson hair in the shape and colors of that does not make me want to buy that.
Yeah, I completely agree. It's almost like, you know, hey, this product is going to fundamentally change you. And you don't think about those words specifically when you're a kid. But I'd imagine there's a good bit of children that will still have that kind of thought subconsciously. Be like,
really?
Why would I want this? I mean, yeah, I feel like I've had experiences like that before. Like a commercial will show something and be like, oh, isn't this crazy? Like, remember the Gushers commercials?
Oh, yeah.
And I was always like, this does not make me want Gushers because it's telling me it's going to deform me. Like, that's not interesting.
Yeah, some of these commercials, like I just like even I don't know. Like I don't get it though. It's like I guess it still happens to this day. Like you'll see a commercial and be like, "What were they thinking?"
Yeah.
But like even then, like there was a lot more emphasis. Like not everyone was trying to be edgy to capture the internet's attention.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, oh, like is that like a weird like predecessor to like ads nowadays? Like is that the first step?
Could be, yeah.
Yeah, but it's fun. Actually, another thing's funny. There's a lot of commercials in here about like advertising SpongeBob. Which seems like it's a really foreign concept to me that SpongeBob needs to be advertised.
Definitely.
Yeah. Oh, guys, is this the 18s like girl who gets the performance at her house?
Well, this was when they reminded me, which I must have known but totally forgot, that apparently for one season Gabriel Iglesias was on All That.
No, Brothers Garcia, I thought.
No, the one that we just
that?
passed. I looked it up. It's All That. I'm sure he had a cameo or something on Brothers Garcia, but he had 13 consecutive episodes that he played.
Really?
On All That. I had to look it up because I was like, what?
Go figure.
Yeah. Nostalgia.
Oh god, it was a horrible thing. SpongeBob ad where it's like really awkward. Oh, Old Navy, the Old Navy turn of the century. This was a weird commercial.
Yeah, this was the stuff where I was like, oh god, clothes commercials geared towards children. What a time.
But I remember like when when I was in 3rd grade, which was like the very like upcoming school year, Old Navy became like a popular thing. I remember that being like because when I was in Florida, we didn't have an Old Navy like in our immediate area.
Okay.
But like it was like within a couple of months, like the mall opened one. I remember that being like a really like a popular thing to do. Like, oh, you're not wearing Old Navy this.
Okay.
Oh, Eat and Earn.
Oh, the Eat and Earn. Yeah, I love the fact you can look. When they show the mascot that's eating the cereal, you can see the dry cereal just sitting in his mascot head as they're filming the commercial. I don't know why I thought that's so funny. Because it's like clearly he's not gonna eat it, but it's like I'm assuming they did this all in one take, and they were just like, "Fuck it, we're gonna leave the cereal in the costume."
But this is like early 2000 like advertising at its finest.
Oh yeah.
Okay, where kids pick the president. This is before the 2000 election, folks.
Yeah, when
Bush
this came
and Gore.
up, when I was watching it, I was like, "Holy hell!" Like this aired on TV.
I love the first question is, should everyone have the right to own a gun?
Mm-hmm.
And only one kid said yes. Is it okay for adults to have children living with them to own a gun? Only 3 kids said yes, 7 adults said yes.
I like the way that question's worded. Like, not like parents, it's have children living with them.
Yeah.
Like, that's a very broad category.
Should all guns be made with a safety lock on them? And I love how only 7 out of the 10 parents said yes.
Yeah.
I want to be able to fire my gun no matter what time it is.
Look at that Al Gore picture.
Oh man! What I think is fascinating about this is that like they asked who do you want, Bush or Gore, and I think it's fascinating that Bush had 7 out of 10. That would not fly today at all.
Oh yeah, definitely. See, I really wanted this commercial to be like, you know, who do you want to be president? And it's like 7 children said Bush, 2 people said Gore, and then in the commercial there's that last kid who has like the gray star that they hold up, and they're like, and 1 person was undecided. But I really want it to be like 7 voted for Bush, 2 voted for Al Gore, and 1 left a hanging Chad and demands a recount. I was like, that joke is perfect seeing that commercial now.
Isn't it hard to believe that when this was done, that wasn't even a thing yet?
Oh, yeah.
Like
it was a completely different world for that reason and the 9/11 reason.
That's what I mean. That's one of the things that's like funny about like watching like advertisements and seeing something like that. It's like it's a snapshot in time.
Yep. That
like a picture can't convey.
Exactly.
Like you think about like we watch like movies from like I'm trying to think, what was a popular movie that came out in 2000? Like Traffic or Aaron Brockovich. People are like like it's a perfect snapshot in time what was going on like in the early 2000s. And it's like no, watching a like kids news thing about like the presidency of Bush and Gore before all the controversies, before Bush became even more of a household name than he was then. That's the sort of stuff that's like you have a hard time wrapping your head around.
Definitely, yeah. And I agree with you completely. That's what it is. It's a snapshot in time that we're never going to get to see again other than in this form. Yep.
And the weird thing is that we don't get that even nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's like, again, Nickelodeon might do that come like a year from now. But like when they do, it's going to be, I guess I would just say about that kids news thing. Like it wasn't biased. Like clearly it wasn't trying to like fix anybody like or like give someone a specific like perspective. It wasn't leading.
Mm-hmm.
It's not leading anyone to any specific conclusion. And nowadays, if that were to happen on Nickelodeon, it would just be like it's a powder keg just waiting for a spark.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
All right, enough politics. We have a commercial for Cinnamon Toast Crunch with toys from Disney's Dinosaur. Remember that movie, Rob? Disney's Dinosaur.
I don't think I ever saw it, but I definitely do remember it. And I thought for sure, I was like, they started showing me dinosaurs in this commercial. I was like, oh, Jurassic World 3.
I remember seeing Dinosaur in theaters and being bored out of my mind.
Oh, okay.
And I remember my mother, when I was in school, like it was like a rainy day, and she was substituting it at the school I went to. And she's like, oh, I should have bought, I think the movie on Dinosaur just came out on video and DVD, or video. I don't know if DVDs were that popular then. And she's like, oh, I should have bought it for you guys. And I'm like, no, you shouldn't have. That is that might be something we do if we ever do get to like the Disney Weird series. But that is like a shockingly dry movie.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Oh man, Nick Cannon.
He's hilarious.
He's hilarious, Daddy. Oh man, Rob, what's gonna win video of the week, you think? I have all these, Rob. Which do you think is gonna win video of the week?
Oh, it's got to be the 18 song, right, Zach?
I don't know. I don't think I have this recorded, so we might not know.
Okay. Yeah, we get a Destiny's Child song, an 18 song. There's an LFO song that's coming up.
That song's a masterpiece. That Summer Girl song, folks, that is a absolute masterpiece. If you listen to the lyrics, Sammy, how we forget about Sammy?
Yeah, Sammy. Yep, that was a flashback. Yep.
You have Sammy on your iPod right now, right, Rob?
Definitely, because I have an iPod too.
I think it's so funny. As I was watching this the first time, I'm like, oh, LFO, I remember them. 18's, of course. Destiny's Child, we still haven't escaped Destiny's Child. And you see Sammy, and it's like a perfect SAT question. Like, which of these doesn't belong?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, which of these is so out of place where, like, Sammy, like, that's not even, like, trivia. Like, that's beyond trivia. That's, like, you have to be, like, steeped in this, like, level of, like, children's culture to even get that.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah.
Rob, when your mom brought home Nesquik, did you scream to, like, all the neighborhood kids and, like, create a Nesquik pendant?
Definitely not, because my mom would have not beaten just me, but all those other kids, too. She'd have been like, get the hell away from me. I gotta get this stuff in the fridge.
I can only hope there's an outtake for that commercial. I was like, wow, I wonder where all these kids are going. Maybe this is a hurricane evacuation route. Noggin.
The internet stuff is just crazy to see now. You know, back in 2000.
You know what's so weird about all these internet things is, like, you could tell nobody, like, even in 2000, nobody had a firm grasp of what the internet was going to be.
Yep, absolutely.
It's like, it's this thing we can market on for free, which is still what it is today for the most part.
Yep.
But it's so profound, people being like, this is the internet, we don't know what to do with it, just make heads or tails of it.
Yeah, exactly. Do something with it.
Oh, God. Oh, is this it? Is this the 18th day? Oh, no, Gabriel Iglesias, though. We're getting there. That's coming in due time.
Yeah, that's just that. I can't believe he was on all that. Like, that is... I never would have remembered that.
All that was the Law and Order for children's actors.
Yeah, there you go.
That's the pull quote on the DVD box that they release inevitably.
Gabriel Iglesias, yes, on the front cover of the DVD, there's someone's quote where it says something like, Gabriel Iglesias is Lenny Briscoe for your children, or something like that.
Oh, here's the commercial with the weird, like, sprinklers. Ice cream bars.
Yeah.
This is such a weird commercial. Like, if I was a kid and I ate one of those and I didn't turn into, like, a popsicle, like, I'd be mad.
You were lied to, yeah.
Oh, man,
this stood out to me, where literally, it is... I made chicken and mayonnaise brownies. Like, this is literally everything we said about the Amanda Show for a fucking commercial. Like, remember how we said they just have a template for all their sketches and it's the same thing? They just took one of those templates and made a commercial out of it. It's so stupid.
I like how there's a guy in the background just, like, leaning against the railing of the house.
Yeah.
That has to be Dan Snyder, right?
Oh, definitely. Keeping an eye on things.
Oh, good. Watching all the kids' feet to make sure they don't get dirty.
Yeah, getting that good feet angle from the distance. A little higher up.
Damn, why do we need a camera pointed at their feet? It doesn't make any sense. We won't see their faces in the frame.
It's like, it's fine. We only need feet.
They'll know who the kids are.
What is it? Oh,
like
this is like
Disney fruit snacks.
Oh, okay.
I remember like they used to be like my parents would more my mom. My father didn't care. But like my mother would never let me eat like any of those like fruit snack stuff, like fruit by the foot, like Gushers. I was never allowed to have any of that.
Okay. I don't think I really liked any of them.
Oh, here is this it? Is this the 18th thing?
Yeah, I think so.
God. Zana, yes, Zana. You know what? That name probably could find. Oh man, wow. We should get Zana on the podcast.
Like, how we contact her? How do we break the ice on that one? Be like, listen, we do a podcast. We talked about commercials. I really like the 18s. I didn't get them at my house. You got them at your house. Are you still alive? You want to talk about it?
You know what the sad thing though is that like I swear I told Rob this. Like, we weren't recording, but like this became like the weirdest form of jealousy I might have ever felt in my entire life.
Right? Yeah.
Like I've had women reject me and then like date like close friends, and it's still not as profound rejection as this is to this day. I don't even think I entered in that contest. I think I found out about it after the fact. It drove me nuts. But enough of that aside. What do you think about the $40 toothbrush?
Oh, this is my jam because it's fucking called the 60-second time machine, and it's a toothbrush. I think that it's ridiculous. Like, it looks crazy how you have to use this thing because it's like you're putting it, like you're biting down in the middle and it's touching both sides of your teeth. But I love the fact that it's called a time machine.
Rob, what do you think would happen if we called that number?
Dad, they're going to be like, do you want to buy one? Please, finally, we have one. It's the one from the infomercial.
The phone is wrong for the first time in almost 20 years.
Yes.
No, no CODs.
Oh, that's lame. It says time machine. Under the phone number, it just says time machine.
I don't know, Rob.
Like a bad ad this is like an ad for the X-ray glasses in the back of the comic books from the 50s, you know? This is that in film form.
Rob, think about it. The DeLorean Back to the Future took you back in time, but did it clean your teeth?
No, it did not. That's a good point. This is supposed to do both.
This is where you put in the plutonium.
Yeah, I can get my my Mr. Coffee powered toothbrush.
It also gives you cancer.
Where we're going, we don't need toothpaste.
Every time you have to recharge, you have to contact the living dead for it.
Yes.
Oh, the magician thing. Oh my!
Oh,
I saw
yeah.
this. You know what's so funny about this? It's like a magician's kit, and the weird thing is like mystical cards included.
Mm-hmm.
It's not mystical cards; they're just regular playing cards.
Yeah.
There's a lot of deception going on in these ads.
Yeah, this
mystical
commercial-
cards included.
Yeah, it's not telling you that the
And
magic
wizard
is
cards.
within you.
And
The magic isn't in the cards. The magic is in you, children.
it's the heart of the cards, like Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly.
What's the difference between magic cards and wizard cards?
That's a good question.
Rob, what would happen if we called that number? I'm gonna say that. Oh man, we get magic pens.
I think that
What makes it pen so
call
magic?
this number. We would call this number, and the wizard cards would show up immediately at our doorstep. Like there would be a doorbell ring at like as soon as we called that number. Oh, I thought this was weird. The commercial for Rugrats in Paris, because it's a little girl next to a giant fucking Chucky mascot costume from Rugrats going, Chucky's getting a new mommy. Chucky's getting a new mommy. I'm like, that's weird, right?
You know what's weird though? Is like this was filmed in like July of 2000, and that movie didn't come out until like the end of November.
Oh wow.
So they're marketing a movie 4 months in advance,
Jeez.
which is practically unheard of for children's stuff now. Never mind back then. And wasn't that the little girl from like do you remember like the Pepsi commercials used to have in the early 2000s? The little girl. Remember those at all?
I think so, vaguely.
Oh man, there's the 80s.
Oh yeah, more
again.
right.
God damn, man, this is driving me nuts. Like somehow, 20 years later, I still have tinges of anxiety and like jealousy over this. Cookie Crisp.
Oh yeah, cookies for breakfast.
Cookie Crisp. What is he supposed to be? Like the mascot.
Oh, let me see him again. What is it, like a dog or something?
I can't tell. Like, what is he? I guess.
Yeah.
He looks like an off-brand Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah,
He's not
you're
wearing
absolutely.
pants. He's got a red shirt.
Yeah. I'm not sure.
All right,
The ears
that's
bend
fun.
like a dog's would bend. That's why I guess I thought dog, but that's it. That's the only reason I'm like basing that off of.
I thought this is one of the few commercials I actually thought was clever.
Yeah, pinball, Chips Ahoy.
Yeah, I thought I'm like, okay, make a guess. Not the worst thing in the world. Plus, I like that. Oh god, like that generic like big band theme.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Ba-da-bum, bum, ba-da-bum, bum, bum, bum. Yeah, like that.
Yeah, it's got that swing music vibe, definitely.
Yes, exactly. Swing music. Oh, the Ronald McDonald karate parody.
So this is like he's just Ronald McDonald just acts like the Mask in this commercial. But this was before Jim Carrey's The Mask, or was it after? I don't remember.
This was long after, like 6 or 7 years.
Oh,
after that.
okay. So I totally I saw this. I'm like, he's just doing the Mask stuff.
Well, I think it's so weird that like the bathrobe. It's like I don't. I guess karate was bigger than it is now.
Like, yeah, it could be.
And it's trying to appeal to kids, but like I don't know. That's another weird one. We're like, oh, like it's weird. I guess there was some sort of mandate going around for like fast food advertising with kids. If you're going to advertise like fast food, you have to have exercising in this somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I guess.
You're probably right. Yeah.
All right,
Yeah,
now
I think just switch to Cartoon
Network.
Yeah. Okay.
No more Zana and 18, so I can finally calm down a little. I have to find that. That is a unique enough first name. I probably can find that person.
Definitely.
Unlike gymnastics girl, I could probably find Zana.
Yeah. Being the winner of that contest, I'm sure that there's at least, information back then. Probably find a good old Nickelodeon magazine article where they interview her or talk about her or something.
Maybe. Zana, what was it like?
Did you
Tell
dance
me
with
now.
them?
I need to live vicariously through you.
Zach, do you want to bite a worm?
Oh,
You want to bite a worm?
Like, this is the kind of ad that I get when you feel kids.
Yeah, they got that little like gross out factor where you're getting the adults don't understand what the kids are doing, that type of thing. Yo, okay, the girl on the right,
She wants to bang that like 5th grader. Bad.
they should have done another take, and the director should have said, you are not that turned on by school supplies, because she looks way too seductive for a commercial like that,
I'm gonna take it back. She doesn't look at the stuff the same way after he's inside the notebook, so it has to be him. That girl is way too aroused looking at like a 5th grader.
Yeah, I agree.
I think it's weird that like, if you buy like 5-star notebook stuff, you get a $3 check to buy music.
Oh yeah, the music cash or whatever.
You get a check. Oh, okay. What's with these sneakers? I keep trying to figure out what these sneakers do.
Oh yeah, didn't they say that they tell you how fast you're running or something?
But like, they're sneakers, and on like the tongue of the sneaker, it has like, oh god, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They glow up a certain amount, but it doesn't tell you what you need to do in order to make it get to number 6.
Yeah, they don't. You're absolutely right.
So like, is it just like an endurance thing? Like, the more like compact they get, is it just like a heat thing? That the more you run in them, the more like blood swells to your feet that they get. Like there's no,
okay.
It's like a weird take on like glow in the dark sneakers.
Yeah. Could be. I'm tempted to more say like it's just they just put some lights on the front and they tell the kids it does something when it really doesn't do anything, So
it's just like, let's put some LEDs in the shoes and increase the price by like $60.
Yeah, and then you put a gauge next to it and someone could be like, yo, little kids probably like, I got my shoes set to 6, and be like, that means nothing, but you feel good about it,
That's what the kid was doing in the 5-star notebook commercial. She saw his sneakers like the 6 and she's like, oh man, I want some of that.
Listen, everybody.
Oh, Brack! It's Brack from Cartoon Planet.
Yeah, when I saw that, I was like, we get to talk about him again. Right on.
You know what is so weird about this? Like, I get, again, like, Eustace from Courage the Cowardly Dog, Johnny Bravo, Blossom?
Yeah, one of the
from Powerpuff Girls. Yeah. And, like, Brack being there is so out of place. Because at that time, like, I think Space Ghost Coast to Coast was still around.
Okay.
But, like, Brack wasn't a huge part of that. Because they made the Brack show a couple years later.
Oh, interesting.
So, like, it was weird. I don't think he talks. He just kind of, like, stands there.
In this commercial, you mean?
Yeah, does he talk?
Yeah, I think he has like one or 2 words, if anything. But he's not like the focus. Like Mandark gets his moment. Eustace gets the most moments.
Yeah. It's funny. Brack's like one of those characters that you really don't appreciate until you're an adult.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because all is just screaming. That's all the character. The character screams all the time.
Yeah, that was back in Perfect Hair Forever. We talked about this. Yeah. Okay.
And you know what I think is interesting though? Like these commercials were filmed at the exact same time. There's almost like a more like less rounded nature to the Cartoon Network promo stuff in Nickelodeon ones.
I agree. I have to agree. It's very noticeable.
Yeah, and I'm not talking about like quality of the tape. I mean just like there's like a layer of like finish that's not there almost.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's like 1 or 2 steps less refined, which is weird that like Turner, you'd think the Turner Company had more money to do this stuff than Nickelodeon, but I guess not.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's like, I was watching this Ed, Ed, Eddie bit with Ed swallowing all the stuff from the gutter to get the tooth.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's why Ed, Ed, Eddie was brilliant. And the fact that he swallows it and one of the twigs goes through it comes out through his ear.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Ed and Eddie had that great, they knew how to play with physics, or maybe not play with it, but break it perfectly.
Yeah. We'll have to get to Ed and Eddie sooner or later.
Oh, yeah.
All right, we got a sneaker commercial. All right, so Rob, is it going to be for Wendy's or Burger King again? Any athleticism in a commercial means fast food is somewhere on the horizon.
Definitely.
Oh, is there a shoe ad? Team Bus. Are you Team Bus, Rob?
I am definitely Team Bus.
I'm team nosebleeds.
Oh yeah, straight shoes. Kids Foot Locker. Jeez.
That doesn't exist anymore. Oh, the Mario milk commercial. I remember this growing up. Yeah, this was I wonder how much like the milk ad council had to spend to license Mario.
Blue screen.
Uh-oh. Gatorade.
Oh, Michael Jordan.
And some lady.
Yeah, I don't know. Is the woman someone we should know or would have known back in the day? Because
Well,
she looks familiar.
If we don't remember her 20 years later, then I think we have our answer.
It's Michael Jordan. That's all that matters.
That's all that matters. If she was important, we'd still remember her.
With no Hitler mustache, right? That wasn't until years later in the Hanes commercials.
Oh, the Pringles canister.
Yeah, with the Whip It cover, the Devo's Whip It cover that they're saying pack it.
I remember when I was in elementary school, that became like a weird symbol of like being popular.
Oh, really? Okay.
I remember like 2 or 3 kids had that because their parents like mailed away for it, and that became some sort of weird sign of like prestige to like 3rd graders.
Okay, I don't think I ever had one.
Neither did I. I remember that was the thing.
It became
okay. As strange as it may sound, like a Pringles plastic cover, that was like a weird thing to be like for like 8-year-olds to prove they were better than one another.
Another non-flashback moment, the old TNT logo.
Oh, I miss that so much.
Like, I saw that and I was like, oh my god, I remember.
Probably started like collapsing and having going into like seizures on the floor when he saw that.
Because that's where I watched most of my Law and Order when I was younger. They would just have it on TNT.
Sunday at 8 on Cartoon Network.
Oh man, we got an Eddie bumper.
Yeah, a lot more for the shows, at least from this sample that we have for Cartoon Network versus Nickelodeon.
Yeah, a lot of bumpers.
I didn't know he was a man.
Oh, good old Tara Weber and Tara Strong.
I'm afraid we must leave you for a moment. Please try not to touch anything.
It's weird, like Nickelodeon didn't really do a lot of stuff like this.
Yeah, Cartoon Network, even, they continued with it, because back when, like, Adventure Time was, getting popular in, like, its 2nd and 3rd season, they were doing, I still remember, like, seeing Cartoon Network bumpers that were involving the show and, like, longer than what you'd expect, and they draw attention to themselves. So, yeah, that's their style, I guess.
Yeah. Nickelodeon's like, we don't have enough stuff. Like, we're not devoting money on this crap. They get a budget, and that's it.
Yeah.
None of the marketing budget goes toward content.
Just get another Amanda Show template.
Call Dan Snyder. Tell him to get the new cast of whatever show he's going to look at their feet with.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
yeah, the Wonka commercials.
Yeah, I totally forgot about these, but these were all over when we were younger.
Yeah. What was fascinating about this is, like, I remember seeing these commercials, and it took me years to figure out that, like, Willy Wonka was, like, based on a pre-established thing.
Oh, okay.
Like, that's the weird thing. I remember, like, I remember my first, like, Wonka candy. It was, like, in 2005.
Oh, okay.
And I remember seeing it thinking it was, like, a tie-in to the Johnny Depp movie.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
And it wasn't until, like, years later, like, I mean, like, years after these commercials, I finally figured out, like, oh, no, like, that was, like, something that they tried to do as, like, a weird sort of, like, marketing tie-in that people might remember.
Mm-hmm.
Because clearly the Rodolph, like, story came first before the candy.
Yep.
Oh, man, Blasted Fruit Loops.
Blasted.
With a mummy. What is I get Toucan Sam being, like, this, like, spokesman or the mascot, but what is him, like, in, like, a pyramid, like, with mummies that make kids want to buy cereal?
Yeah, it makes no sense. It's just like they're hoping that it's going to loosely tie into a child's sense of adventure, maybe? Like, but other than that, it's irrelevant.
Do you remember the TV show Caitlin's Way?
I remember hearing about it. I don't think I ever watched it.
I remember I completely forgot about it until this.
Yeah, and like
I remember it being really
Brothers
edgy.
Garcia. I have very little recollection of these two shows.
I remember Brothers Garcia because I remember like watching it when it first started, and it got like it was the same thing. Eventually, all the 3 kids just started fighting over girls.
Oh,
and like
okay.
been there, done that. But like no, Caitlin's Way. I remember watching it like once or twice, and it was like Moody's Point, but like played straight. Where like she's just like again, it's teenage angst. The show.
Sure.
And she just has like a giant chip on her shoulder. I think the parents are divorced. The father's like a stay-at-home. I don't know. It's like a divorced dad, and she's just mad at him about everything. And it's like it was like shockingly. Like, it's not edgy, but like it's edgy for like 9-year-olds to watch.
Gotcha. Okay.
You're a 9-year-old edgelord if you watched Caitlin's Way.
Right on.
And that's when like Nickelodeon started to do more things like As Told by Ginger, where it got more like it's funny.
Yeah.
The characters were very cartoony looking, but they had very grounded stories.
Yep. Yeah, you're right.
Like Nickelodeon, so I guess that's when King of the Hill really started to take off. So I guess that was like, oh, like we're trying to emulate that. We're like, oh, like the medium is animation though, but we're gonna tackle like things that kids actually, which I don't get. Like, why would a kid who has like real problems in real life want to see that reflected in their show? Like, they want escapism.
Yeah.
That's
Exactly.
what entertainment is escapism, and I don't get how anybody in media has not figured that out yet.
Yeah, I agree with you. Absolutely. You know, those people who were like, oh, I love, watching like movies that, give me this really like weird stressed out feeling. And then it's like, I have problems sleeping because of it. It's like, why? Why do you want that? It's like, I get like, if you're doing that regularly, I think we talked about it before. Like, that's what my whole thing with video games is. Like, I don't want to play video games because I think it's stupid to pay for something that's going to stress me out. Like, I have enough problems with my life. I'm not going to add another one voluntarily in the form of a video game. And so I feel the same way. Like, why? Like it's an escape. You shouldn't feel more stressed because of it.
Yeah, I don't get it. But yeah, we concluded our first video.
Woo! Did you smash that like button, Zach? I threw you a like.
Pound Town, folks. Pound Town.
Yes. I think I'm already subscribed to you, so I can't resubscribe.
Oh,
I can
jeez.
unsubscribe and subscribe again.
I like that. I like that.
Just spinning my wheels over here.
All right, folks. We are moving on to our next video. It is Nickelodeon, February 24th, 2001 commercials. Rob, are you ready?
I think so. And so this is one that is not uploaded by Zack. So
don't take
we
it to
don't.
Pound Town.
Yeah, I mean, we don't care.
No, do not give this a thumbs up, and please do not subscribe.
But other than that, I'm all set. If you throw us the countdown, let's do it.
All right. 1, 2, 3, go.
Oh, I love that it starts with coughing and gagging.
That's everybody's knee-jerk reactions to this podcast.
Yeah.
Have you heard the Cinemoddities podcast?
Makes me
Fair-
gag.
Oh man, Fairly Odd Parents, new Nicktoon. Oh my
Jeez.
god.
Yeah, starting. Wow.
Goose, Rob, did you have Goose?
I think I've like played with it. I don't think I ever had it, but this was another thing I totally forgot about until this viewing.
I had the blue Goose.
Okay.
I got it for a birthday one year. And I remember, it's one of those things, it cost probably $15, $20.
Mm-hmm.
And the only reason why I got it is because it was a birthday present, because my mother would never have bought that for me in a million years. And she was always afraid of it getting on the carpets. Like, the moment I was done with it, I had to give it to her, and she, took it away from me.
That's what I was about to say, that I probably didn't have it because my parents would have been like, you're going to get it on, a carpet or furniture and ruin something.
Yeah. And I remember because then I forgot about it. And a couple months later, my mother found it. It was, concrete. And it's what do you do with it then? Speaking of things what to do with, should we mention that Fruit Roll-Ups had a thing where if you smashed your face against the food item, you could put ink on your head?
So this is utterly disgusting, right?
Yeah. Oh,
that
yeah.
They want you to press Fruit Roll-Ups against your skin and then peel it off and then eat it. That's not good.
That's disgusting. It is. It's
yeah.
Ugh. Okay, take your greasy forehead, shove your food on your forehead. Never mind, what kind of chemicals are in the Fruit Roll-Up that you're eating that it leaves a mark on your skin?
Yeah, this is if you did one of those. This is if you did one of those exfoliating facial peels, when after you peeled it off your forehead and got all the grease and the junk out, you just rolled it up and ate it. That's the equivalent. It's terrible.
I think we found our Cinemoddities snack for this episode. Okay, I think this commercial shows up again, but we definitely have to highlight Pure Moods number 3.
Oh yeah, yeah, oh yeah.
Bro, what would happen if we called that number?
Oh, it's the address is in Colorado Springs. I could just go to them.
Oh man, bro, find that PO box. Find the PO box 17070, and then buy it. We'll get all that sweet Pure Moods PO box money.
I'm pretty sure that I'm gonna be in Colorado Springs later this week, so this just works out.
Just go to the post office and ask if PO Box 17070 is still available.
I need Pure Moods.
Oh man, the Phonics game starring Alex Trebek.
The mustache, yeah.
Oh my god.
The phonics game. Yo, I think this commercial comes up again, but it's a different
Yeah.
family they interview. But both people they interview, these kids are. I guess the best way I can say it is you can tell they need phonics.
I really want to find like some of these. Like this would be like a perfect like yard sale find. You find like this entire like box set for like 50 cents.
Yep.
And I'd love to watch this. And do you remember Muzzy? Remember that? It was the foreign language thing.
Yep.
It's funny. After watching all these commercials, I have not stumbled across one like Muzzy video or
I
commercial.
totally forgot about that. Yep.
Guarantee one full letter grade improvement or your money back.
Guarantee. That's the
Rob-
type of guarantee I like.
Rob, if we call that number, you think we'll get Alex Trebek? We call
Yeah,
Alex.
definitely.
Best wishes with your pancreatic cancer?
Yeah.
Oh, the part pizzazz. This is insane.
Yeah, I agree. Like, one, it's insane that this, like, watching the faces of some of these people as they do it is very strange, but just the fact that, do you want a sine curve
Real
in your
quick.
head?
Pause. One of the girls in this video has a pink scalp. She'll part her scalp, and her scalp is pink. And I think that girl needs to see a doctor. I think it might be the one with the pigtails, like the brunette. Yeah, that one on the right. Her scalp is pink. That girl needs to see a doctor. She doesn't need part possession. She needs a dermatologist. I'm not. Show her again. She has a pink scalp.
Yo, that's insane. You're right.
But yeah, this is insane. I can't imagine. I never heard of any girl ever having this.
Yeah, this wasn't even something I forgot about. This is like a new one to me. Yep.
Rob, what would happen if we called that phone number?
Ooh, we could ask about their styling video.
We asked any good dermatologist.
It said allowed 2 to 4 weeks for delivery. Jesus.
I won't call that number. All right. Snick. Oh man, Penelope Taint.
Who doesn't? Yes, it's a commercial for an episode of The Amanda Show that we did not watch, thankfully.
Oh yeah, crime fighting cheerleaders. We didn't talk about that either a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. This is one I forgot about also.
If only I could forget the rest of the show.
Exactly. That's the the dream.
Did we ever post that video to our mutual friend that likes The Amanda Show?
No, so I never posted it in the way that we said we would, but
I think we should.
I did notice that he liked it when I shared it through the.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because whenever I shared it and I said like, don't watch this, it does not live. I think in my post on Facebook, I'm like, The Amanda Show does not hold up today, and that's an understatement. And like 2 days or something later, he liked it, and I was like, good. Whether or not he listened to it, I don't know, but he liked it. So.
All right, we have Alphabet singing YMCA. Do they even make Alphabet cereal anymore?
I don't know. I don't see it. So
Yeah, neither do I. I've looked for it.
fine.
I like the first Phonics commercial is much better than this one because like the first goes like, I know learn good. People make fun. People mock me. I do not know what a phonics is.
Yeah.
Is that a Dr. Seuss animal? The phonics?
The phonics, yep. It's something you smoke, like the chronic. The phonics.
I need a special pot. I need a pipe. Like that's just so funny. It's like your kid doesn't learn good. Like, what do you guys learn well? It's like, how is a videotape going to help them?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I still see the Sylvan commercials where it's like, Mom, I'm just stupid. Deal with it. And I'm like, oh, getting your kid a tutor is not a bad idea. But like buying a videotape seems like kind of like putting a Band-Aid over like a giant hole. It's like it doesn't make like a really good idea for like for the long term.
Exactly.
It's like I know learn good. I barely speak English, but I bought the phonics.
Okay, so on that. Oh,
this
yeah, okay,
commercial is brilliant.
yes.
This commercial is brilliant.
This commercial fucked me up when I watched it. Like I was like, "What, Bob Dole for what?"
you have like attractive women like jogging on the beach, and he's like, ever since it's great. And he's like, ever since I lost the presidential election, only one thing gets me out of my stupor: Pepsi Cola.
And Zach, do you recognize the pharmacist that they have in this commercial?
No.
It is a very, very young Eric Stone Street.
Oh yeah.
Which of course everybody knows from Modern Family, but we know as the voice of Minimus from Sophia the First.
Now that's a callback, folks.
Oh yeah, I was watching this commercial, and as my brain was like exploding because Bob Dole was selling me Pepsi, and then Eric Stone Street shows up, I'm like, holy shit, what's going on?
That commercial, like the more you think about it, like if you're like working for Pepsi in like this is what I mean by early 2000s pop culture, folks. Imagine taking a former presidential candidate in a soda company, turning him into a modern version of Suds McKenzie.
Yeah, yeah.
That's like imagine if somebody got Hillary Clinton, like Coke went to Hillary Clinton's, like, we want to make you into a like mascot for our soda.
Yeah,
like that'd be bonkers today as a concept where anything goes.
Yep.
Back then, it's like, how on earth do you pitch that? Like, I've heard, like, now that Bob Dole, like, he's dead now, right?
You know what? I don't know.
All right, we'll have to look into that.
Interesting.
I remember, like, something came up with him, and I've heard that he's a really good sport with things like that.
Okay.
So, like, it wouldn't be hard to believe that, like, they'd come to him and be like, hey, for like $1 million or however much money they gave him, he would do that. Because it's not poor taste. It's not raw. It's not raunchy.
Oh, apparently he's still alive. Look at that.
How old is he now?
96.
Oh my god.
So by the time this comes out, we're in the right end of the time loop. This is coming out recent, right?
Oh, okay.
Very soon. So yeah, maybe he'll pass away in the next 2 days, but we're sorry if we're insensitive because of that. But yeah, he's still kicking apparently.
Good for him.
It's the Pepsi, you know, that keeps you alive.
He's hooked up. He come through an IV.
He's mainlining Pepsi. Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh, this was the best. The Phoenix Stone. I love it. Like, buy a box of Reese's Puff and you too can get a Phoenix Stone poster. And I started dying. I literally just started being like, what's a Phoenix? Like, Phoenix Stone sounds like the greatest, like, oh my god, Pacific Rim giant robot name ever. like Guillermo del Toro was like, I have it. The new name for the Jaeger is Phoenix Stone.
I like that.
How many people buy a box of cereal for a note? I remember some of the like other commercials I watched, some of which we won't be discussing here.
Mm-hmm.
That like there was like other people I remembered, like Stevie Brock, who was like an off-brand like Aaron Carter, like in the mid 2000s. I remember that.
Okay.
Like Phoenix Stone, like that's like the name of like that's like a Homer Simpson like alias name. Like Marge goes up to Homer's like, homie, why are we getting letters for Phoenix Stone? But Marge,
I'm just
it's
I'm
the perfect
thinking
stamp.
I'm thinking of exactly that scene in the Max Powers episode, but with Homer going, Phoenix Stone, it's the name you want to touch, but you cannot touch.
It's great. Like Phoenix Stone, that can't be real, right? Like, they made that up as a gag. Someone like in General Mills, like Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, like, we're gonna make up this name. Just hire like somebody's nephew, take a couple of pictures of them. Yeah, and this is good. I think someone had some sort of scam. Someone who, like, the CEO of General Mills bought like 200,000 pictures of just a random like boy, and like, oh crap, what are we gonna do with all these pictures that we spent thousands of dollars for? We'll just put them in the cereal.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah,
and this
it's
show.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to ask you. Like,
Tatiana.
I was like, what the fuck
Tiana?
is this? I don't remember this at all.
I
think it's
vaguely-
Taina.
Taina, close enough.
I had to write down the pronunciation in my notes so I could remember it.
I remember it like, oh, there was a show like this, but I never remember it like getting far. I think this is one of those shows that probably like lasted maybe 6 or 7 episodes, and they burnt through it like quick.
Okay.
And you know what's also so weird about this is that it's like an early version of That's So Raven.
Yeah, that's what it made me think of. Like with the whole setting and the people wanting to be a star or do things with their lives.
Yeah.
Like that totally reminded me of that. Yep.
Yeah. And it also gives like an early like predecessor to things like Victorious, where it's like they all go to like a creative high school where it's not just simply like textbook learning. Like there's a lot of things where clearly like they look through the things that like didn't work and just like piecemeal different ideas together. Oh yeah, this movie.
God. Oh, what? I'm sorry. I was looking up Latangela because she looked so familiar, and apparently the internet is telling me she grew up to go on to Shark Tank.
Of course she did.
I want to know what she pitched. But yes, C-Spot Run. I actually remember seeing that movie like on TV years after it came out.
Oh, I had no memory of that.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Cabbage
for some
Patch
reason
Kids.
I remembered that.
Oh man, we got an Oreo. Oh yeah, You know what's so weird about this commercial? I'm like, oh, Oreo Pop-Tarts. I think they still make those. And then you look at closer at this commercial, and it's not Pop-Tarts.
Yeah,
it's just like generic toaster pastries with Oreo.
Yep, cool stuff.
I think I actually had these growing up. I remember I liked these.
Oh, okay.
Kind of crazy because I was watching this. I'm like, oh man, I could go for one of those right now. But I think like Oreo licenses itself to like Pop-Tarts now.
Oh, okay, sure.
So it's not like its own thing.
Yeah.
There's probably more money to be made licensing out the name than just to like make their own flavor of it.
Yep, you're absolutely right.
Rob, did you ever stay up late eating fruit by the foot?
Not when I was a kid. I've probably done that when I was high. Like in the last few years.
I did it last night, but
never when I was younger and watching Nickelodeon.
Oh God, Pelswick. That's another one of those shows like As Told by Ginger, where even though it was weird because remember he see God. Remember that?
Yep.
God.
Pelswick, I was definitely like, holy shit, I remember that.
Okay, I want to bring up the Nick at Night commercial with Alf singing "Old Time Rock and Roll" by Bob Seger.
Oh, okay.
This commercial might have had one of the most profound influences on my life because I saw this and I was fascinated because I didn't know what Alf was. I just saw that one like small clip of him, and I'm like, oh my God, what is this? I remember like asking my parents. My dad's like, oh, that was Alf. He was like on TV like years before you were born. I'm like, oh, I want to see it, and the moment I got into it, they finally stopped airing it.
Oh, okay.
And for years, I could never, because this was back before anything was on like home video. I remember it took like over like 5 or 6 years for Alf to finally be released on DVD. But I remember seeing that one shot of Alf singing "Old Time Rock and Roll," and I just being like obsessed with it for like years.
Okay.
But yeah, that commercial had a shockingly weird, profound level on me. Much like, oh God, like when I was talking about the Amanda Show and like the zookeeper hat, and like why do I still remember this?
Oh yeah.
It's in the same camp as that's like, why do I remember this? Why is this having an effect on my life? Where's Zana? It's like all these questions just swirling around my head. Rob, you ever be jumping up and down on a diving board and you like start farting like red powder out your like feet?
Not often.
Don't you hate it when it happens though?
I think the one time it happened, I went to the doctor like immediately and I got it fixed.
You got a prescription for high C?
Yeah, definitely. Yep, high C, high fructose corn syrup. That's all it is.
Fruity Pebbles. It's worth noting that like Fruity Pebbles and Cocoa Pebbles are still advertised. Like I still see those like sometimes on like Saturday mornings, like on Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network. Yeah.
Cool.
I like that we had like the toy you get like when you mail away like 20 proofs of purchase. Is you get like a spy tracker.
Yeah.
But then in like the animated portion after it, there's a dinosaur living in it. So how many kids broke it open and got mad that there was no dinosaur living inside their spy tracker?
Yeah, where's my baby dinosaur? Yeah. Okay. I have some comments on that because we were keeping up, but at the end of one of the phonics commercials, I noticed that there was a website, Games to Learn with the number 2. I went there, and it's not secure, but it's still there. But if you go to games2learn.com, you get one of those like nobody owns this, it's just hosted type of thing. And the first thing under related links says the phonics game.
Really?
Yeah. So this is like apparently there's still some remnants of this website and the phonics game being related.
How about that?
Yeah. And the other thing, I have to go back to notice it because it was real fast, but in the high C commercial, I saw something on the bottom of the screen. I just wanted to double check. I gotta find the. Yeah, I know Barbie has a baby. I get it.
Chrissy.
Okay, so I'm watching it again. He's yes. Okay. I think if you pause it at 14:52, Zach.
Okay.
And look in the bottom left-hand corner. There's a link to a Mama Media webpage for high C.
Is it really?
Yeah, I'm at 14:52, right under the kid's hand as he's reaching into the cooler. It says www.mamamedia.com/high C.
He's in relation to, oh my God, yeah, Mama Media High C. Oh my God.
So apparently that's how. Oh, mamamedia.com/high C cannot be reached. I'm upset.
Can we buy the domain?
we're gonna restart. Mama Media can't even be reached. What?
Oh man.
Yeah. Let's look into it. We got to buy it.
The Matrix is broken, Rob.
Man, oh wow, okay, yeah, I'll have to dig into that Mama Media because that's a great name, and apparently they were making. That's how IC had their website, through Mama Media. That's like if today Hershey had a website through like WordPress or something.
Oh my God, can you imagine that? A GeoCities page?
Yo, that'd be crazy. Oh man, yeah, Mama Media. That's
a thing.
Oh, yeah, I'm glad I caught that.
It's all connected, folks. It's all connected.
Yeah, and oh, yeah, okay. I've seen the episode of Shark Tank where Latangela goes on, who apparently was in the show Taina, and she tries to get money for bags that you can pour your bacon grease in and other grease. Like, so you don't put it down. Yeah, so you don't put it down the sink, you put it in these bags. That was her product. I don't remember if she got a deal or not.
Well, I know what I do when I have bacon grease. I put it like into like a tuna fish can or like a soup can, and I freeze and I throw it out in the garbage next day.
I think that's what everybody does.
So you're telling me you don't need to buy like $20 bags to do this?
No, you don't. But that's what she was pitching.
Mark Cuban's like, I'm not interested in your bags, but tell me more about Taisha.
Woo. Okay, she took a deal with Barbara Corcoran for $75,000 for 50% of her business. So that's where Latangela's at as of like, a year and a half ago.
Oh man, her company is worth less than half of the price of a house.
She didn't even say she was like a child actor. Like she wasn't like, I was on Taina, and Mark Cuban's like, oh, my kids love Taina. Oh, okay.
Is this pre or post Bethany Frankel?
I think it's pre Bethany Frankel.
Oh, okay. Bethany Frankel's like, yo, you got any Coke? When did I make that joke? Has that joke been made yet?
I think so. I think has it been released in a recording yet? I don't know, but I'm pretty sure.
I don't think so. No, I don't think that episode's out yet. I think that's Whitest Kids You Know, where we. I guess, folks, preview of coming attractions if you're still hanging around this long.
Sketch comedy.
Yes, sketch comedy. But the Cinemoddities restaurant has been quadrupled in square footage.
Oh yes, that's right. Yeah. All right. So
questions.
Well, we're not doing another 6 hours of commercials.
Oh my God, I can't. This is fun to do. Rob, we'll find a Disney Channel ones. Those are even better because Disney Channel back in the 90s and 2000s didn't do products. It was just self-promotion of the network.
Yeah. I think we talked about that a little bit with the Pixel Perfect stuff, right?
Yeah. So we would see commercials about Lizzie McGuire, Bug Juice, even Stevens, and it's just the same commercials every half an hour.
Yeah.
So with that being said, Rob, Cinemodity and or late night movie?
So I'm gonna start with late night, and I'm gonna go with no. I don't want to show this late at night. I don't think anybody I show it to would be very intrigued by it. You'd need that special person to be like, aha, commercials. Yeah, late at night. Yes, that's just weird enough to work. And where if you have someone who will take weird enough to work as why you're going to discuss something, there's a lot better stuff we have to take advantage of, I feel. So I'm going to say no on late night movie. But I don't know. I feel like I'm kind of torn on the late night and the Cinemoddity because of the I guess the greater variety that we watched. If we had just watched the one you uploaded that we watched, that 35 minutes, I think I would have been leaning more towards yes. But the repetition and the bumpers, and it's come on, this is just bad.
Well, let's not throw the baby out with the bathwater with Khalil, because he kind of ruined this.
Yeah.
Because let's say you do it like I did. You make sure you strip it all down. You take the bumpers out. You do not have any duplicates in there. If you were doing it just like how I did it, let's just pretend it's the first, 30 minutes.
Yeah, sure.
Does it work at that? Okay, let me rephrase this or reframe it. Does this work as a concept? I don't care how long with anything in life, the longer it goes on, the more tiresome and tedious it becomes. Mm-hmm. But if you found a bunch of 2000's commercials we watched and showed them to someone, would that be a cinema? I guess would the content be a Cinemodity, and would the experience be worthy of a late night movie?
I think with that being said, the content I definitely would say is a Cinemodity, but I'm still leaning a little away from the late night aspect of it, which is weird because I did go back into our spreadsheet and I realized that I said yes to late night for those commercials.
Well, those are gems though. We had Sabrina Goes to Hell. We had
That's
Donald
right, yeah.
Trump Grimace. We had the music board game.
Yeah, we had the little Game Boy Leapfrog learning system.
Oh yeah. There's gems in there. There are some gems in that like allotment.
Yeah. I think from this though, I want to say no to late night, but I'll say yes to Cinemoddity. Just like we said, that this is some of this stuff is bonkers. Not only in the actual content of it, but the actual, the thinking about how did this get created? Hey, Sketch Comedy Fort Month. How did this ever get conceived and filmed? That type of thing. I agree.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Cinemoddity, yes, and late night movie.
Okay.
This is not a sustained late night movie because I think most people get bored with this after a few minutes because the novelty wears off pretty soon.
Mm-hmm.
But I think for probably like 15 minutes to a half an hour, if there's no duplicates in there, and you kind of like you cherry pick which ones are really weird, like the 5-star Notebook one where the girl has the hots for the guy,
yeah,
and he hides in the notebook and like eats a sandwich in the notebook, and you have some of those in there. I think that could work.
Okay,
so
that's a good point.
As a bite-sized late night movie, like let's say you don't have 2 hours for a movie.
Mm-hmm.
You only got like 15 minutes. This is something neat and simple. You plug in. It's on YouTube.
There you go. Yeah.
It's a bite-sized late night movie.
Right on. I can get behind that. I like that. The way you expressed it, absolutely.
Cool beans. All right, Rob, what is our snack?
There's so much food in this. There's so many food things, Zach. It's ridiculous. Oh, God, it's all over the place, right? I mean...
I want the toothbrush. I want the toothbrush.
The time machine. Yeah.
The time machine toothbrush.
I don't know. On one side, I want to say, like with Chappelle's show, it was very much, we had a lot of food in there, and I wanted to adapt some of it. But this is just everything almost, it seems, in here, right? Like, there's just so much to play off of.
I know. If I may go first.
Oh, yeah, go for it, Mr. Snack Master.
There's so much. First, I want the popsicle bar that turns you into like little dots.
Oh, okay.
I want that. That's something that you give to kids. Like you bring your kids to Cinemoddities restaurant, Cinemoddities, and they're just screaming. Or let's say you just go there with your own kids with like a party that's just really loud. You buy a box of those for the other party. They eat them. They turn to solid. And you're like, oh, now I have peace and quiet.
Okay, there you go. I like that. Yep. So I don't know if we have any foods that I know we have foods on the restaurant menu that will harm the people if they eat them or don't eat them the right way. But do we have anything that's going to like alter somebody or like what's that mogrify or whatever that word is? If you like, you know what I mean? Like, do we have anything like that?
Probably. I think it's safe to say we have something that probably disforms or disfigures someone.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Transmogrify is transform in a surprising or magical manner. It's a great definition.
The more you know, folks, the more you know.
That's what those popsicles are going to transmogrify you. Okay, I'm on board so far. We got some ways to shut kids up or shut anybody up. Okay.
I also want eat and earn there.
Oh yeah. Oh, I like that.
And the best part is they'll come over to your table and eat your food, but because their mouths aren't articulated, they'll just like eat it and it goes like on the ground, or if you're lucky, on your table or on you.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. And I'm also imagining that like when they go from like they're walking around the restaurant, they're at one table for some reason, they eat some of their food, and let's say they go immediately to another table, and that table you can see some of the leftover food from the previous table still in the outfit.
Exactly.
So you're getting your food, everybody else's food, probably food from last week.
The costume has to be brought to the car wash nightly. That's the one exception we make. Those costumes have to be cleaned every night.
That'd be great to see someone like just pushing an entire, of course it's already funny enough that we have, people pushing entire like carts full of dishes through a car wash, but now also putting through a giant like mascot costume.
Exactly.
I dig it.
And I have one final one. And it's from a commercial that was pretty early on, but we didn't discuss it.
Okay.
It's a Honeycombs ad.
Oh,
which we have Orlando Brown from That's So Raven. And he has a VIP booth in his home, in his room, where he serves exclusively honeycomb cereal and Tang. Remember Tang, Rob?
Yeah, I did have a note on that, but it was literally just me writing the word Tang down. That's why I wrote that down.
And the best part is at the Cinemoddities restaurant, we are going to have that VIP room with just those things being offered. But because this is a contest commercial where if you like enter to win, he has a giant batch of early 2000s technology, like giant projection screen TVs, stereo like equipment from like 2001 or from like 2000. We have all this antiquated technology in there for you to win.
Okay.
And we acquire it from the local dump.
Of course.
And at the very end of the night, the Tang monkey and the honeycomb like Tasmanian devil come.
Okay.
And the bounce, and much like the commercial, the bouncer asks you, it's like, do you know these guys? And you go, VIPs, and they both give you high fives.
Okay, I like it.
And because Orlando Brown isn't doing anything, he's there too.
This is gonna be a jumping spot at a restaurant.
I think so.
A lot of people, yeah.
I definitely spend at least $5 to reserve it.
I think that it's going to get so popular that Phoenix Stone might even show up.
Well, come on. I'm saving the musical guests for later on. But he's
the pre-party.
But he's General Mills, though, so that's a separate VIP area.
Oh, okay.
This was all done by the company Post.
Yep.
Phoenix
and just
Stone,
like
folks.
Just like when Disney Channel advertised on Cartoon Network, as we saw, Post and General Mills will not advertise for each other. So no crossovers.
No. All right, I typed Phoenix Stone, and I got a person on YouTube that has 9,000 subscribers. But I can't tell if it's like the original person or if it's like someone just with that name. Because the guy in the picture looks like a guy that's like 14. In the last video he posted was like 2 days ago.
Okay, interesting. Wow.
Like he has an account called Phoenix Stone, but I don't think he's the General Mills person.
Okay.
I should comment on his video. Do you know the guy from the General Mills ad?
Can you get me in touch with him?
Oh my god! I wonder. Where are we find? Oh man, I found a Phoenix Stone song. I know what song we're playing at the end of this episode.
Perfect. Yeah, who the hell is Phoenix? Who is Phoenix Stone?
That'll be the next video Cinemoddities does. After we discover Wonder Shows in, we will cover who is Phoenix Stone. Rob, can we ask for $10,000 to do a documentary trying to figure out who Phoenix Stone is?
Definitely, because I just found an article from 2001 that talks about how apparently Phoenix Stone was in the Backstreet Boys before he left to go solo and become Phoenix Stone.
That's not real. That's not real.
I don't know. This quote says, Phoenix Stone apparently said, "It's really cool. I see Tiger Woods on the Wheaties box, and there I am on Reese's Puffs."
Oh my God.
So yeah, let's get this grant money, man. This is great.
No, Rob, this isn't for grant money. We're going to create a Kickstarter and ask for 10,000. We're going to let me phrase this. Rob and I are going to make an entire documentary about Phoenix Stone, edit it, complete it, then ask for $10,000. Then sit there, be like, "Oh, we're going to do it anyway, but here you go."
Good. I like that. I like that plan.
Forget the grant money. That's how we're going to get all of our money from now on. We're not going to need Mark Cuban anymore. We're just going to create Kickstarters.
Yeah.
We're gonna tell the potential backers that this is how Rob pitched to Mark Cuban initially. He went to Mark Cuban. It's like, I'm gonna give you 1% of the business for $30 million. And Mark Cuban's like, that's a tad bit high. And then Mark's follow-up rebuttal to that was, well, we're going to go ahead and do it anyway, regardless of whether you contribute or not. And Mark Cuban's like, "God damn it, you got me. Here is a blank check, sirs."
My hands are tied, Mom. Mark Cuban calls his wife, "My hands were tied. I had to spend $30 million.
Oh my God.
Oh, that's insane.
Yeah, not entirely far-fetched as a concept.
Yep.
Not as far-fetched as we like to assume it is.
I have to read this for you as well, Zach. In the same article, Transcontinental Records, which handles Stone, says the head of General Mills and his marketing team caught one of Phoenix's performances last year in Minneapolis. They decided on the spot that his energy, image, and talent made Stone the perfect artist to launch their new cereal, Reese's Puffs. And then this paragraph ends with the sentence, the rest is not snap crackle, but pop history. Bravo. Leslie Doolittle, bravo.
Wasn't Reese's Puff cereal like around before 2000?
I don't know.
I think it was.
Well, so this article was in 2001, and they say that they saw this performance last year.
I'm pretty sure Reese's Puff cereal was around before the year 2000.
We are firmly in the rabbit hole. Like, if you thought we started in the rabbit hole,
Reese's Puff cereal, oh my God. I don't want nutritional facts. I want to know when the cereal was.
That's what I saw, yeah.
Yeah, it was launched in 1994.
Oh, God, yeah, you're right.
Lies. I told you, this whole Phoenix Stone thing is like an elaborate version of the Mandela effect.
Definitely.
We have the only proof that Phoenix Stone ever existed.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's too funny.
I should respond to that guy on YouTube and be like, what was it like when they saw you touring in 2000 from when you dropped out of the Backstreet Boys?
Oh, that's crazy. Oh, man.
I'm looking at advertising. It's like advertising years, 94 to 2006. It's Reese's for breakfast. And that's it. No mention of Phoenix Stone. This is insane. Phoenix Stone might come. Can we have Phoenix Stone at the restaurant? Can we put him much like we have the Dune from Jodorowsky's Dune, the Chansey puppet from Wonder Shows, and can we have Phoenix Stone in a case?
Definitely. I like that in a case. Yeah.
We can't let him get out. But I have a wife and kids.
And then I like that where we say it's like, this is Phoenix Stone, and we just have him in like this glass case, and people look at him and be like, who's that? Like, why does he have his own spot? Be like, that is one of the Jaegers from Pacific Rim, Phoenix Stone. you mean like the people controlling it? No, this is the actual machine.
All right, I'm on collectors.com, and I found the original Phoenix Stone's Reese's Puffs double-sided poster.
Oh,
Unfortunately, it is no longer available.
That's how it goes, right? It's just our luck. We found out about born too late to get a Phoenix Stone poster.
God. This can't be real. Like this is not a real thing, folks. This is a lie.
Oh, Phoenix Stone.
Okay, I found the picture. And it says nobody could. Okay, it's a quote. And I think it's like in Comic Sans. Nobody something me blank you. Oh my God.
What are you saying to me?
I don't know. I don't know. Oh my God, these posters are great. Go on eBay. Like there's like one box available for like $400. I can't pay my rent this month, but now I have the official Phoenix Stone two-sided double collector's item poster from Reese's Puff cereal.
Apparently Phoenix Stone's discography is made up of one single and one album.
What's the name of the song?
The song Nothing Good About Goodbye.
All right, so that's the one that's available on YouTube.
Okay.
I'm going to read some comments from this video because I feel this might be enlightening. Okay, the video's been up since 2014. It has 1,300 views and has 4 comments.
Nice.
This is from Nelson Hummapub. He was so hot when he was singing this. Not sure how he looks today. The next one is from Experimental REM. LOL, I loved him when I was younger. LOL, been looking for this song forever now. ! Thanks, like 15 exclamation marks.
I guess good. It worked for somebody.
All right, now we have Rodney Hargrove, the sanitized barber. Have
Cool.
CD single.
Is that it?
That's it.
Great.
And lastly, Timothy White. He's a country singer now. It's hard to believe that he dropped out of the Backstreet Boys before they came to the U.S. Didn't the Backstreet Boys start in Tampa, Florida?
Now, that's another thing I don't know, but maybe.
I'm pretty sure the Backstreet Boys got started in Tampa, Florida.
Yeah,
There's a-
yep. Formed in Orlando, Florida, but you're right.
Orlando.
Definitely not over the sea.
They were not an overseas band.
Yeah. What is it? You're right. This is the Mandela effect.
This is insane. Like, we might have just uncovered upon like a government conspiracy, folks. If you never hear, if there's no episode next week, you now know why. Rob and I cracked the code to the Matrix. We are like Matrix. We are at Neo at the end of the Matrix. We see the code. That's all we see.
Yeah.
We can bend the spoon with our mind.
We're going to finish this recording. We're going to go about our business. And later tonight, Zach and I are going to be in like a group message. Like someone's going to start a group message with us. And we're not going to know who it is, but it's just going to be one text to both of us that says, "Follow the white rabbit." We'll do the whole office scene or something. Where he's running from the agents. Yeah.
We'll have a giant, like our mouths will be sewn shut.
Oh,
we'll have like a spider robot putting our belly buttons. It's going to be horrible.
So everybody, you know where to find us. In the Matrix or out of the Matrix or something. Whatever layer we're on.
we got Phoenix Stone red pilled us.
Oh man. Phoenix Stone.
All right, Rob, do you have any snacks?
Well, I think I like your snack ideas. That was good. You know, I was looking over my notes again at some of the food things that really stood out to me, and I think the one thing that came to mind is we should have a dish that is just called, like the title of it on the menu is "Wanna Bite a Worm."
Oh, okay.
And then it's like actually worms. Like it's not gummy worms. It's like actual worms. Because when I thought of that, it makes me think of one of the Goosebumps books called Go Eat Worms, where people dare these kids to like eat worms and then it unravels into Goosebumps nonsense. So yeah, we could be like, "You want to bite a worm?" And they're going to be like, "What is that?" And be like, "It's worms." You want to bite one. So the "Want to Bite a Worm" I think would be cool. I was thinking of maybe there's something we could do with that Pringles container that you said became that status symbol, where it would be like, you know, maybe we would like have like solid gold ones or something, like really like gaudy.
Ooh,
like
fancy.
like jeweled out the ass type of thing, and it's be like that. It like push the status symbol aspect of it. That's what I was thinking.
Interesting. Yeah, I think I get behind that.
And then I think the other thing we mentioned earlier on, but we did not mention it again, is the fruit roll-up facial mask that you eat with all the grease and pus on it.
Oh yeah, we don't want that.
Yeah, so I think that would have to be on the menu as something where it's basically like it would be marketed as like edible exfoliating mask. And somebody go like, "What? Like, what is this?" Be like, "We're going to bring out an exfoliating mask to you. You put it on your face, or I guess you could get it for different parts of your body if you want to exfoliate different parts. And then it'd be like you let everybody else eat their meal, and while they're eating their meal, you know, it's doing its work on your face. And then when they're done, you pull off the face mask, and then you get to eat it. So it's like you're eating your own skin cells. You're not eating anybody else's skin cells.
Oh, okay.
So it makes it a little better. It's still gross, don't get me wrong, but at least it's not like, you know, it's coming out and you have no idea where this like, you know, nasty stuff came from.
I have a question, Rob. Would it be a health code violation? Like, obviously, we couldn't serve patrons our dead skin cells.
Yes.
But if they were allowed to eat their own voluntarily, that would be a health code violation, right? If they're voluntarily, we're giving them just the utensils to do it.
I would imagine. I mean, we don't have our Cinemoddities lawyer on call right now to ask him this question, but no, you're right. It's like there's nothing that we are doing that is contaminating the food. We are literally just telling our patrons how to prepare the food in a way that it meets what we want, but doesn't get us in trouble.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'd get behind that. I'd get behind that.
All right. So, Rob, I think it goes without saying, but we're going to wrap up this episode with some Phoenix Stone, right?
Definitely. You know, we have this weird, we're getting like this weird collection of obscure musicians. What was the one we found at the end of Pixel Perfect, that band that did the music that had the crazy name?
Oh, God.
What the hell was that? Oh, I have the spreadsheet up. Let me see if I can.
Okay, it's on the spreadsheet. Oh, yeah, the weird band from Pixel. There's a lot of weird bands associated with Pixel Perfect, though.
But there was that one we looked up.
Yeah, I know
what
what you're talking about.
I found their MySpace page or whatever.
And we couldn't find much music from them, right?
Yeah, I think we only found one song, and that's what we ended up playing as like the reverse outro type of thing. Oh, it's not in the spreadsheet because it wasn't part of our snack.
Oh, jeez.
What was it? It was like something. Oh man, it was crazy. It was definitely crazy.
Oh my god.
We got them. We got Phoenix Stone. It's going. It's going.
We got the Vox Lux animatronic.
Yeah. Huckapoo. That's what it is.
Huckapoo.
We got Huckapoo and Phoenix Stone now.
They're in the restaurant forever. They sold their souls to us.
Yep. Absolutely. Yeah. Even the Huckapoo band members, they sound like Jaegers too. Remember Twiggy Stardom, Groovy Tuesday, PJ Bardo, Joey Thunders, and Angel Sparks. We got a whole Jaeger line in the restaurant.
Someone quick call up Guillermo del Toro. We have an idea for Pacific Room 3.
We're gonna make it with obscure artists that nobody knows anymore.
Groovy Tuesday. I forgot about Groovy Tuesday.
Yeah, Groovy Tuesday.
Didn't they all have bios too? Like each one of them has like a different personality.
Yeah, one of them's like the sassy schoolgirl or the cheerleader or something. One of them's the nerdy one. Yeah,
one's the goth. One's like the goth emo one.
Yeah, they gave them personalities that no one ever watched.
Rob, we didn't do an episode.
Groovy Tuesday is a flower child hippie.
Of course. So obvious.
Joey Thunders is the punk.
Oh, good.
And then PJ Bardo is the hip hop princess. Okay.
Rob, you think we could get Huckapoo on here if we asked?
Even if they're still alive. I could see this going at the whole band fell on hard times after this.
we tracked down a rumor that maybe Groovy Tuesdays like on Skid Row.
Yeah.
Deep in the heart of San Francisco and Skid Row.
Definitely. I dig it.
That's the first Cinemoddities produced movie, The Hunt for Groovy Tuesday. That's another documentary. Rob, we need to ask for more money, despite the fact that we're going to do this regardless if you give us money.
Exactly. Yeah, we just got to keep our hand out,
Oh, my God. All right. So, are we going to wrap up with some Phoenix Stone?
Yeah, I think so. What was the name of the song? Nothing's good. If you're not good, nobody's good. Nothing good about goodbye. Okay, there we go.
Nothing good about goodbye.
I think that's fitting for your usual sign-off with good night but not goodbye.
Wrong podcast.
Well, it's still you. It's fitting for you, Zack.
No. These are two separate identities.
You're like, my life is compartmentalized and I'm okay with it.
My mind and personality is compartmentalized based on what podcast I'm currently hosting.
Right on. Yeah, let's hear what this sounds like in reverse.
And we should say, if you're still listening to this, first, God bless you. And two, next week is the gem in the continuation of the sketch comedy Fort month with Wonder Chosen.
Oh yeah, very excited to get back to sketch comedy, and especially with kind of the roller coaster, the ups and downs I think we've had in the first half of it, to get to something that Zack and I are truly in amazement of. Not to say that we love it, but we're truly amazed by it. Different category, of course. It's going to be good. I'm excited.
It's a true Cinemoddy.
Next week's episode of Cinemoddities is brought to you by the number K and the letter 11. I even did too much downward inflection. Like, I'm doing it wrong.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, we play it and almost now. Have the life,